What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we're going to be jumping into part 6 of Extreme Carnage with Toxin. Now, this is written by Steve Orlando, the art is Gerardo Sandoval, and the cover is by Scon. And throughout Extreme Carnage, we have seen Carnage call out to everybody, call out to all of his children, trying to bring them all together in Washington, D.C., planning some kind of big event, keeping it all on the hush-hush, but slowly trying to recruit each individual. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into part 6, as we dive into Toxin, we are picking up with Bren Waters. He is the new host of Toxin, and there's a lot going on in the world right now. A lot that he has to be worried about. With this Friends of Humanity, with Senator Crane pushing his agenda against aliens, against symbiotes, it's very dangerous for them. Not only that, but his dad is working at Alchemax, and he shares a rather strong opinion on having that human beings should come first, their species over any other. Of course, not knowing that his son now has a symbiote, that him and Toxin are bonded together. But right now, Bren is hauling butt, making his way to Alchemax, because he saw on the news that it was under attack. Knowing that his father works here, he hurries there, trying to get there as fast as he possibly can, asking Toxin for some kind of help. That if Toxin were to take over, they could swing their way there. But as Bren is pedaling, as he is trying to get there, Toxin is not communicating with him. And that is because Toxin is currently inside of the void. Currently inside of his little personal void. Just like all of his brothers and sisters before him, we are seeing Carnage trying to tap in, trying to have a conversation and lure him to Washington, D.C. to get him to join the rest of the family. And this entire conversation, it's really Carnage just beating him down. With Eddie Brock so focused on the entire universe, he's not worried about Toxin, he is not worried about Carnage, and that is how Carnage is able to get away with all of this. But Toxin isn't here for any small talk. Toxin wants to know exactly what Carnage is doing here and what he wants. And Carnage tells him that he's here to forgive his son. But at this point, he keeps dying. He keeps dying and embarrassing him. And it's really Carnage just beating him down, verbally abusing the crap out of him, telling him he is worthless, telling him that he is a stain, telling him that he is a disgrace to all other symbiotes, that he was supposed to be a prince. And Carnage tells him that he is going to join regardless. He is going to have him by his side. He is going to be able to keep an eye on him, keep him in line. Alive or lobotomized, it does not matter to him. And as this fight continues on, this is where we see Carnage grab a hold of Toxin, telling him that he is worthless, telling him that he is nothing without Carnage. We see Carnage swing his arm, and in an instant, we see Toxin decapitated and holding his head in his hand, telling him that he is the 1000th of the line and that he should have been a prince, but he never expected anything from him. No matter who he attaches himself to, no matter the host, he is always and will always be a loser. But Carnage offers him one last chance and tells him that if he is to eat Bren, ditch his host and make his way to Washington, D.C., that everything will be forgiven and they will rejoice as a family together. Now, with Toxin hearing enough of what he's had to say, this being his void, this is where we see Toxin transform, his neck opening up, and we see it swallow Carnage slowly. And as Carnage is slowly being eaten, he tells him that this is not over, that this will not last long, the kid will eventually die, and he will come crawling back, saying that there is no way he is ever going to be able to defeat him. But with Toxin beating him inside of the void, This gives him a little bit of courage, a little bit of hope of being able to defeat Carnage on the outside, because Toxin will never join Carnage, no matter what. After how cruel and mean and vindictive Carnage has been over all of this time, finding a friend inside of Bren Waters, there is no way he will ever turn away from that. And while all of this is going on, we see Bren making his way to his father, getting to Alchemax in the aftermath of everything that has happened, and his father is injured, on a gurney in a neck brace, wondering what the heck his son is doing here. Now this whole time, Bren's been a little concerned that his father may be one of these guardsmen, maybe one of the individuals that specialize in hunting down symbiotes. Now his father tries to reassure him that he's nothing more than just a guard, but they can't be sure at this point. They have no idea exactly what his father does. And with Toxin getting done with Carnage, he starts listening in on all of this conversation. But right now, Toxin, he's still staying inside the void. More than anything, he's in complete shock that he was able to defeat Carnage even if it was in his own void. And basking in Carnage's defeat, sitting in the void, thinking he is now king of the castle, it appears that somebody else is reaching out. Seeing a glimmer of white light out there, believes someone new is coming to invade his space. He goes to investigate who this is. And seeing this individual, he goes back to talk to Bren, letting Bren know that there is somebody that might be able to help them get revenge on Carnage and everything he did. Because Carnage is the reason that Alchemax was attacked. Carnage is the reason that his father is now being hospitalized. So both Toxin and Bren Waters now both combined have a reason to go after Carnage. But to do this, they are going to need some kind of help. And that help is going to come in the form of Silence and Anti-Venom. As they search around this void, not finding anything, this is where Toxin drops in. And Toxin is ready to fight. Him and Bren both are ready to have some revenge. And finding these two inside of the void was just the individuals they needed to be able to team up with and enact this revenge. And with them ready to bring everything they have, they head off to face against Carnage. And that is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So far, I've thoroughly been enjoying the entire line of Extreme Carnage. It's been really a lot of fun seeing where our symbiotes are in the aftermath of the King in Black event, with Eddie Brock and Venom essentially ascending to King in Black. He has used the forces of the symbiotes to help people around the universe. Having this giant connection with this hive all across the universe, he's able to help people on a scale nobody ever could have imagined. But with that, it comes a cost. And that cost is individuals like Carnage being able to slip through the cracks, to be able to work in the shadows, to be able to work in secret and not even be on the radar. But that's exactly why Eddie Brock came to Flash Thompson in the beginning. He came to him and told him that he needs his help. He needs somebody doing everything that he was doing, specifically because of all the reasons stated. But more than anything, this has been 6 issues of build-up. Now, I don't know if issue number 8 is really going to hit that climax everyone is expecting to happen. I think there's going to be something bigger afterwards, for sure. But more than anything, it's great to see these amazing characters, to see Anti-Venom back, to be able to now see Silence, the character development, the character arcs that are going on here. I think that's going to be one of the best takeaways from the Extreme Carnage line. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out. And until the next breakdown.